Hello and welcome to Howiland. That's right, we're back. This is me recording over the top of some previous video footage. The mysterious silent footage that only came out with sound effects, but none of my commentary, which was really annoying because I was supposed to make a couple of episodes out of all this footage, and that's why we have been on hiatus. But here we are. This is, I'm going to call this the first episode of Series 2, although it's not a new sort of world as such. We're continuing where we left off, but seeing as we're starting afresh with a new line of numbers, people can join in. People who haven't seen all the previous adventure, that's fine, because we're pretty much on a new legacy of our adventure here, and there we go. So this is our village. We've yet to name it. I'm sure we'll name it as we go on. And basically we're just deciding what to do with our village and where we're going to adventure from here on. I'm going to be looking for where to start. I need to build a house, convert some of these buildings maybe, customise the village, you know, change the roads and everything, and then we can go exploring. We're going to build a big castle for ourselves and make this village lovely and livable, and then we'll go off and adventure some more of the world. We'll go and adventure up the river and down the river and over the mountains, because we walked a long way to find this village. A very long way. And of course we'll gather resources and we'll try and make some impressive structures and basically make Howiland a thriving and exciting place. So yeah, that's the plan. And let's see, I can't remember what we were going to do now. I can't remember what recorded. Oh yes, I remember. So basically these roads, there's a number of these roads around, and we're going to join some of them up. We're going to make a little wall perhaps to go around the edge of the village to keep out some of the bad guys, protect our villagers, because they are very difficult to get back once they've been killed or whatever by zombies and monsters. They're very difficult to get back, so we're going to build ways to protect them. Perhaps gather enough resources so that we can have our own golem to walk around and protect them. A golem, sorry, golem. And yeah, that'll be exciting too. That can be one of our goals. We'll probably have an episode on that. So once I've adjusted the roads here, we should be able to begin building this first building, which I had an idea on to build. So here we go. So as you can see, we are laying some foundation markers. Sometimes this game is quite hard to figure out where you're going to place your buildings. Oh yeah, don't worry about the speeding up. That's planned. There you go, fast music for you. Yeah, sometimes it's hard because you've got to sort of dig into the natural landscape, but that's fine. Sometimes it's necessary. And so there we go, we've laid out the markers, and now we can start filling it in. Now I wonder if you can guess what this building is going to be. What does this village not have? It's got the church, it's got a few houses, it's got a blacksmith shop, it's got the well and everything, and yeah, there's a few things it doesn't have that I'm going to build, and this is the first. I love the building of well, buildings as it were. It's one of my favourite things to do in Minecraft. It's like just nice to plan it out, and sort of you've got this idea in your mind of what you're going to build, and then you sort of put it down and you sort of see it develop over time, and yeah, I find it really fun. So you just got to make sure you've got all the materials you need. So sometimes that can be frustrating, because you'll run out of something that you really need, or something you want to look better and you don't have, and you have to go find it. But then that's half the fun as well, I suppose. You can go adventuring, you go off to find things, and I wonder what these sheep are doing. We'll have to build a farm, I think, nearby to keep all these sheep. But yeah, so there we are. Look, those woods in the distance. Luckily, we are quite near the woods, which is really good because we're going to be using a lot of wood in this village. A lot of wood, and yeah, it's good. It's always good to have a supply, because wood's one of the very basic things you need. I mean, even to make your tools, you need wood to make handles. So yeah, it's all good. And we'll probably end up making some kind of walkway or like maybe a road or a railway, even like automated railway using redstone, perhaps to sort of transport us. Oh, there's a nice little pit here that we can go and adventure. So like a railway to... Oh, donkeys! We have donkeys! What was I saying? Yes, railways to transport us to, you know, useful places. Like we could have a little woodsman's hut in the woods here and a little transport to it and all sorts of things. So, or we could just make like a paddock and ride donkeys and horses and things, which is all new to me. I've never done that, so that'll be fun. And we can tether them and that'll be our transport. Uses a lot less resources, I suppose. No iron and redstone and such, so it'd be a lot easier to do. So maybe we could do that. We'll be cowboys in the outback. And that'll be exciting too. So, yep, here I am. I'm just gathering the wood and replanting trees, and shortly we'll be back in the village. So here we are, back in the village. We did actually, I cut out where I actually slept for a while, because it was dark by the time I got back to the village, but it's all good now, all daytime, no villagers died, luckily. So here I'm using wooden logs to basically try and mark out where I want the windows to be, where I want the support beams, that sort of thing. Like, you know, it's nice to plan out the walls and such. And it'll be nice because you see where they have the natural, the pre-built village. Has a lot of style in it, and you can see how it's good to sort of mix types of wood. You can see there around the windows and such. You've got regular wood, you've got logs, and so it's nice to sort of. I'm going to try and blend in my buildings as best I can to the village, and I think it'll work. We'll see towards the end, I guess. The great thing is it's all editable, so. We can always sort of change it as we go. Obviously, it'll be a little customized. So, but yep, it'll be. Oh, there's a zombie. Zombie nearby. There's always zombies near villages. I think there's a lot of caves. There tend to be lots of caves below villages, and so sort of the zombies sort of live in those caves. So now and again, when you're walking around a village, you'll hear them, and looking good. So there's nothing to panic about, you know. They're around, but they can't hurt anyone. So let's watch some more building this. So the walls are going up slowly, using a combination of wood and stone to make it look good. And yeah, there's a lot to do. So. It'll take a little while. We're going to dig out the floor and sort of make it a bit nicer floor, you know, because you don't want rubbishy sort of dirt floors in your buildings. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build it up with some nice dark wood, keep it quite rustic and interesting, and so we'll have a nice wood floor. And yeah, I think it looks really good. Certainly starting to take shape now. You can see already, all we've done is a very basic foundation, and you can already see that the difference sort of from the land and a little bit of hill that was there. It's already looking great. So we're going to put up some torches so that if it starts getting dark and whatnot, we can work without fear of being, well, with less fear of being attacked. And yeah, so I think it's looking good. Can you guess what this is going to be yet? No, I bet you can't. No. It's not exactly particularly clear at the moment, but it's a rather large building, and so we can start building it up now. It's going to have some nice big windows in it. Keep it nice and bright inside. There's nothing worse than a really dark, dingy bit. We've got nice stone corners to go with our foundation. And yeah, I think it's looking rather good at the moment. One of the things I deliberate on a lot when I'm building is the height. Now, I'm not very good at judging building height sort of to use. All I know is that your bloke generally stands about 2 blocks high, and I like to have sort of an extra block of headroom above that. So the floor will usually sort of be the 4th level, and then there'll be another 3 blocks above that, and so that's generally how I raise my buildings. I know lots of people do it very differently, but that's how I like it. It sort of feels roomy enough without being too massive, unless obviously I'm looking for a particularly spacious building. I have been known at times to have some very high roofs and some nice very open rooms, usually in entranceways, or if I've got a big hall. So yeah, that's generally how I figure out my heights and things for buildings, and I think if we don't build things too high, unless they're supposed to be like massive buildings, then they'll stay within keeping with the theme of the village, because most of the village is very low. They're not huge buildings, and so the big main buildings will stand out more, like the church and perhaps the castle or whatever we build. Here I was trying to practice with slabs, which I've not used particularly much, and I thought they might look better if I could have sort of a stone-based slab and wooden slabs on top of them, but unfortunately the game doesn't quite work like that, so won't be doing that. So here we go. Another night has passed. This is the next day, and I think at this point we decide to link up these roads, just so that we sort of know how the layout of the land's going to go around this building. So we're just going to sort of finish these up a bit. Of course, we need more gravel. So, in fact, perhaps I think I was contemplating building a little something here. But yeah, there we go. But we need more gravel, so that'll be something we'll have to go. I'll go get. I'll probably do that off camera, ready for series 2, so that we're ready to begin properly. I will go and gather some resources. Probably. Yeah, you won't need to see all that. That's boring stuff. But so I go off. Adventuring. I found lots of tulips, lots and lots of tulips, all by the village. And basically, I'm off looking for. Oh, I found something interesting in the distance, it seems. I have no idea what it is, but wow, okay. Gorge. Ravine. So, loads of exploring potential. This is going to be an incredible series. So what it looks like I did here. Don't forget, this is recording after the fact, so I've done this a long time ago. I'm going to build a little bridge across the ravine carefully. Howie, you've fallen down previously. I'm sure everybody remembers that from earlier in the series. It looks like I got across safe. Good. Go me. But yeah, we're going to investigate the burning in the distance. So there's lots of things to explore, lots of fun, interesting things. Here we go, an exposed lava pit that's setting fire to the crazy trees nearby. Insane, crazy. Even that. What is that? A wolf? Sort of going for a dip to stay away from the heat. But yeah, there's lots to explore. So we're lots of resources as well, and so yeah, it's going to be really good. Basically, I think that's going to be about it for now. I hope you've enjoyed this little catch up, and well, enjoying series 2, part 2 of Howiland. Stick with us. We're going to keep things interesting. This was a little slower, but this was just a catch-up episode. And things are always more exciting while I'm recording on the fly as we go. Wow, look at all these horses. And yeah, we'll see you again later.